Okay, and we're recording. Welcome everyone. This is my YouTube video for my Pokemon Blue version Let's Play. It won't be a speed run, won't be anything, no Nuzlocke or anything like that, just a casual playthrough. I figured just start making videos and away we go. So we'll be starting a new game. And we'll just go for an hour and see how it goes, and based on the comments for the video, we'll see what people want or dislike from the video, changes I need to make, anything that I should adjust, the volume setting for the game, whether or not people want to see jump cuts or just a straight playthrough. I'm gonna go with Josh for my name because that's me. And there we go. And for rival, I always go with my father, so we'll put his name in there because me and him have been playing Pokemon since I was 8 years old. So we'll go with Rob. Now, I'm not going to go for a particularly crazy team, no particular moveset requirements or restrictions. Like I said, not a Nuzlocke, so it won't be based off of the first Pokemon we see or anything like that. Just whatever I feel like catching. I kind of have an idea for the team I want to develop for this. And let's just get right into it. So I started, my first video game I ever played was Pokemon Blue version. The first one I owned it on the Game Boy Color. I still have a copy for Game Boy Color, as well as a copy on my Nintendo DS that I like to play. But I thought, this would be a great place to start recording videos or streaming, because this is a game I know I'm familiar with and that I thoroughly enjoy. I could play 1,000 times, and why not? They say if you want to start streaming, just start making videos, just start developing those skills necessary to do it, and just keep going and don't look back, because you'll cringe after a couple of years of doing it. At least that seems to be the case. So pretty well everyone's familiar with Pokemon. In the 90s, it's a big cultural thing. I always start it with either Charmander or Bulbasaur, but this time I'm going to go with Squirtle. I figure, why not? I rarely ever use Squirtle, and I figure, let's try something new. Speaking of something new, I almost never nickname my Pokemon. So we'll go with a nickname. We'll call him Stream. So this is going to be my attempt at recording videos and streaming. So what better name for a water starter than that? When I was a kid and I'd go with Bulbasaur, I always went with Bully because, it's a little bulb. And I was super creative, and it's like, we'll go with Bully. It's a bulb Pokemon. I don't know. And then my dad would take Charmander and call him Bick, because Bic lighters. I know, we're super original like that. But, it was cool when I was a kid. And as I got older, it's just like, I just want to know what the Pokemon is so I can look up guides, look up information on Cerebi. So I kind of just stopped nicknaming. So your rival will always take the Pokemon with the type advantage against yours. But for the first battle, it doesn't matter because it's all going to be neutral, normal type moves. But I always like to start off with the status and then switch to the physical move afterwards. Just because I find that works, I don't have to worry about losing these matches, because you can in speed ties or if you're worried about critical hits. I find I can get away with using one status and then chipping away at the rival Pokemon's health. And so you see, you can get critical hits. Your concern is when you get more than one and they start stacking up. But typically the Gen 1 AI would use multiple status moves. Unless you're unlucky and they just go straight for physical hitting moves right away. Or worse, you get a miss because tackle is 95% accuracy, which is wonderful. But that was one of the reasons why I would always take Charmander. And there goes one of my keys. There we go. And so we got that first battle out of the way, and we have our first level up. Nothing in particularly crazy, just another day in paradise. So, he's going to talk all about how he can't believe we won, we're not going to worry about it, and we're just going to keep on rolling. So you can get a town map later on from Blue Sister here, but I don't want to do that because that's a key item that I can't toss, and it's going to take up space. So we're just going to head right onto the grass and just start our little adventure here. Nothing too exciting currently, just fighting a few wild Pokemon on our way to the Viridian City. So that way we can get the Oaks package and then deliver that and get Pokeballs. Oh, only one encounter for that area. Nice. And on the way back, we'll get that free potion that you can get. And there we go. We take this parcel and we head on out. And there's the guy that gives us the free potion as a sample. Oh, just a level 2 Pidgey. Shouldn't be a single problem for us on our little journey here. Oh, level 7, excellent. So once we deliver this to Oak, we'll also get our Pokedex, and then we'll be able to go buy some Pokeballs from Viridian City's Pokemart. Then we can start catching things. Here comes Rob, because he got called back for the Pokedex. And away we go. And there's where he goes on about the town map, but once again, it's just going to take up a slot in our PC or in our inventory, so we don't really need that. Because space is crazy limited in Gen 1, just because they didn't have a lot of memory, and also just they weren't counting on people duplicating TMs and saving them to the end of the game to put them on different Pokemon. Given that this is just a playthrough for fun, I'm not going to worry about saving TMs. I'm just going to put them on whatever Pokemon that I'm using. And we should have definitely healed up, because nobody likes the HP low music. So if we head back home, quickly talk to our mother, she'll tell us that we'll need to take a rest, and voila. And away we go. So for my team, obviously, you know, it's Gen 1, you need a mandatory flyer. A bunch of people, when they first play, take Pidgey because it's the first thing you see, and also, if it wasn't the first thing you saw, you may have taken it because of the Pokemon TV show, where Ash had his Pidgeot, a Pidgeotto. Eventually it became a Pidgeot, I think near the end of the series. But we're going to take the much stronger option of Spearow. And we're also going to go over here to the left and catch ourselves a Nidoran female. Normally I would take a Nidoran male for Nidoking, just because it's great attack, great special, does a really good job throughout a playthrough. But this time I feel like mixing it up, go with a Nidoran female, see how that turns out. Okay, so we've been going for 12 minutes, looking pretty good, making okay time. Like I said, it's not a speed run or anything. Now, if I was really concerned about XP and leveling, another thing you can do is you can catch a Nidoran male and trade it to a girl in the underground passage. I believe it's like Route 5 or 6, just south of Celadon City, and then it will get an EXP boost. But I don't think that will be necessary, but that's something you can do if you want that extra EXP for level ups. But for what I'm doing, I just want like a level 4 Nidoran female and a level 5 Spearow, just so I don't have to level them up as much. Spearow will level up throughout Viridian Forest. Nidoran female, we're just going to level up to use against our rival in the battle that's just up here. And here's a little thing. A lot of people don't know you can move your moves around in Gen 1 using Select. So that was really handy to learn. I think I learned that when I was like 10 or 12 years old, back when I used to go on GameFAQs. Way back when, to look up all kinds of things, glitches, cheats, guides. And now you can just Google everything. Well, you could Google it back then, but just not it wasn't the same as it is now. Now you can get information like really easily, quickly, and you don't have to worry about other things. Whereas GameFAQs just had it all there, listed, organized. So we could try and catch this guy, and just for the Pokedex. Which I think we'll do. And we're not going to nickname him because he's just for the Pokedex, but we'll get some nicknames going for our other party members. I was hoping for a level 4 Nidoran female, but level 3 will work as well. There we go, perfect. And what should we nickname this? Well, let's go with Karen. Not sure why, but seems like a good name. So let's there we go. We'll switch Karen to the front and we'll go heal. And then we'll just do some switch trading and leveling to get her up a couple levels. And then that way, while we're doing that, we can look for Spearow. And then Rattata's just there in case we have to switch out into anything. To take any hits for us or deal with anything, because I'm not worried about him feigning. What should be a level 4? So once again, we can just go like that. And we'll just switch out. And that way we have HP for a level 2 or something of that nature. So you just switch trade for a bit, level up your Pokemon, and away you go. Once you get all the things you need. It's kind of nice to have a flying Pokemon, so that's why we're looking for Spearow. Also, as a Fearow, it has some of the best damage for flying Pokemon, other than I think Dutrio might edge it out. I can't remember, but also Dutrio's like much later in the game, and it's handy just for going through Viridian Forest, and just taking care of all the bug Pokemon for us. Well, there's that level 4. That would have been nice to catch. Saved us some switch training. So yeah, this would have been the game that got me started as a gamer years and years ago, back when I was 8 years old. It was the first game I ever got. I got it for the Game Boy Color. And then I think the next game I got after that was Pokemon Gold. And me and my dad also played. he played Pokemon Red, I played Pokemon Blue, but first we just started like working on a team together. Just going around battling gyms, trainers and all that. But eventually I got, I can't remember who got me Pokemon Gold for birthday or for Christmas or something like that, and played through all that and had the fun of experience of leveling up. Like, I can't even remember what my original team would have been. I think it was, well, in this I remember my original team was a Charmander, a Charmander. No, it was a Bulbasaur. It was a Bulbasaur. I think I had a Caterpie, Bulbasaur, Rattata. Eventually it became Eradicate, but I remember taking that all the way to the Elite Four using like Hyper Fang on my Eradicate and Razor Leaf on the Venusaur, and then I had. I don't even think I knew what the Moonstone was for, so I think I had a Nidorino till like the very end. I think I eventually restarted though. I can't remember why. But I had a Pidgeotto. I remember using Wing Attack and Razor Wind and all that through the Rocket Hideout. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. But I think I had a Geodude as well, and I might have caught a Ghastly. I can't remember. I do think I got suckered into getting a Magikarp though when I was young, not knowing that you had to get it to level 20, and I think I did switch trade it. So I think it was Bulbasaur, Raticate, Pidgeotto. I think I got rid of the Caterpie, which was a Butterfree eventually. I can't remember what for. But I remember putting like Thunderbolt on Gyarados and being like, "Oh, this is a badass Pokemon right here." And it's like, I still like couldn't believe it's water and flying, and I have an electric move on it. This is awesome. I think I had a Nidoking as well. I think that's how I got through Lieutenant Surge. That and over leveling and just all the stuff that you could do. And this thing's gonna just reduce our attack to an abysmal level so that we can't do anything. So we're gonna switch out to save ourselves some time. And if we, once again, please leave comments, see what you guys want to see. Like if you want to have me just go through as like a update video where it's just like, okay, we're now here with the Spearow, blah, 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 and here's me catching the Spearow and naming it. And then just skip out on the leveling. We can definitely do that. And that way, if that's more what people are looking for from this stream or this YouTube video, then we can do that if that's more liked option. But I think for now, just till I get some feedback, we'll just go with the standard Let's Play, where I just give you some commentary and we just keep on playing. But once again, if that's not what people are interested in, we can go to more of a cutaway update style sort of video. But yeah, as a kid, I sunk hours and hours into this game when I didn't have homework or chores to do. And then eventually got gold version. Played that all the way to the end. I had a guidebook though, which I didn't have a guidebook growing up for Pokemon Blue, so I had to learn like the hard way. Like I remember going through Rock Tunnel without Flash, kind of squinting at the screen, like, because you could kind of make out where different things were. And here's our Spearow. I think we'll wait for a level 5 Spearow, because yeah, we can level it up in Viridian Forest, but I'd rather skip the 2 levels and just, because I need to raise up the Nidoran female anyway, so it's worth looking for a level 5 Spearow just to save time. And then we'll use our Spearow here against our rival, because once again our rival has Bulbasaur, and that is a grass poison type, so Peck will be super effective against that. And we'll get probably a level up off of him just using, probably KO it in 4 or 5 Pecks, because level 5 should be able to take it on. So the reason why you want to take, in Gen 1, a Nidoran, male or female, is it's got a really good move pool, but you're not taking it for its poison typing. Poison is not really the greatest thing to utilize in Gen 1. Psychic Pokemon are super powerful, and poison isn't really good against anything other than bug or grass, and most grass types, with the exception of Tangela, all have the poison attribute on them as well. So realistically, it's not the greatest typing, so you're using it once again for its move pool. So you can put Rock Slide, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, all these other moves on your Nidoking or Nidoqueen, and they also have decent stats. My plan is to get a Nidoqueen, put, I don't know, let's see, Dig on her, probably stick Thunderbolt on a Pikachu or a Jolteon. Haven't decided what I want there. Oh, that's a switch out moment. You could put Ice Beam, eventually Earthquake, solid move. I'm not sure if you can get Surf on Nidoqueen or not, but if we could get Surf on her, that'd be a good utility move as well. But like I said, they've got a pretty good move pool, pretty good stats, all things considering. Like for a Gen 1 Pokemon, like it's not winning any awards in the newest generation if it's in that Pokedex. But in Gen 1, it works for what you need on a standard playthrough. Nidoking is a bit better because it's a little bit stronger hitting. I think it's also a little faster, but once again, want to try out Nidoqueen, see how it runs. It's been a long time since I played Pokemon Blue from beginning to end. So I figure this will be a good, fun little opportunity here. Let's just see how long we've been going for. 30 minutes, yep. If there's any Pokemon you'd like to see me use in this playthrough, feel free to leave your comments down below. I normally try and pick up an Abra, but you know, I could try something new. I do want to get a Bellsprout in this, because once you get a Victory Bell, like, it's a solid, fast Pokemon. And it's got a good critical hit chance with its speed, because Gen 1 crit ratio is based off of speed. So it's fast enough, you can get a good critical hits with Razor Leaf. I think Razor Leaf, even in Gen 1, has that increased chance of causing a critical hit, which would be nice. So that would be Squirtle, Squirtle, Spearow, Nidoran female, Karen here, Bellsprout, maybe a Meowth. We could pick up a Meowth as a Persian when it levels up, you know, gets good speed, it gets Slash, solid move. I'm sure it has some other moves it could learn along the way. Payday is nice just for the extra money. And here we go. A level 5 Spearow. Perfect. So we're just going to get it below 50% because in Gen 1 you don't really gain much more from reducing the critical or from reducing its health below 50%. Just the way it's calculated, it maxes out what it maxes out its chance for catching, I think, at 33% or below 50%. So that works out pretty good for us, because that means no more of this, you know, getting it down to the tiniest bit of health for no reason. Now, here's our tiny little bird, and I'm definitely going to nickname it. We're going to nickname it after my buddy Griff, who loves to yell. Whenever someone says the word pelican, he feels the need to shout, "Ah!" Which has grown on me. It is quite hilarious now as a thing to hear. I believe that's something from one of his favorite YouTubers, Donkey, I think is the name of the guy, or the channel. It's grown on me. It's pretty funny. It's just kind of part of his character in a way now. The only other option was to name it Modest Pelican, but it's not really a pelican, but you know, it helps the channel out. So now that we got our team here, our basis for our team, we got our little Griffin here, got our Karen, got our Stream Squirtle. We're going to switch that up to the front, and we're going to go and try and take on the rival. Now, given that it's Bulbasaur is his starter, he also has a level 9 Pidgey. So Squirtle should be able to handle the level 9 Pidgey, and Spearow might be able to handle Bulbasaur, because it has a super effective peck. But I'm not sure how Leech Seed is going to hit us, because we don't have a whole lot of health. And there's Rob. Yeah, we don't have any badges. So he's going to battle us. He's only got the 2 Pokemon, but it's the start of his team. And he's developing his team too as he goes. So there's his level 9 Pidgey. Up to this point, we haven't really dealt with anything like this. So it's kind of, you know, kind of shitty. There's like level jump for us to deal with. But if you've been leveling up just your starter, you'll be fine. And then we're going to get the speed drop because it's Bubble on the Pidgey, but it's got Sand Attack. So I'm not too worried though, because we have that Rattata we caught just for switching it. And as long as we don't get too many Sand Attacks on us, we should still hit. So 2 more hits ought to do it, and there's the second sand attack, so we'll probably miss this. Oh no, it connects. Perfect. And yeah, there's the misses. We might be able to get through. So what we do here is we can also switch to Karen and go with a couple tackles, and she'll finish it off. Get a little bit of a level up for her. Because we got enough speed drops on Pidgey at this point from Bubble that we don't really have to worry. There's a level up for Karen. Learn Scratch, which will switch for Tackle, because that gives us a better accuracy, because Tackle only has 95% accuracy, and we want that 100%. And here's that Bulbasaur and Spearow matchup. So Pack being super effective, we should be able to, if we can survive enough hits. Oh, that Growl's going to slow us down, but it won't be a problem. As long as we don't have to deal with too many more. So it'll be 4 hits in total to KO. The Leech Seed is going to chip away at us, but I don't see it being too big of a problem, because we're about to KO it anyways. There we go, and that should be at least a level up. Ha! Not luck, my friend. I really like the Rivals music in Gen 1. I can't remember if there's an item in here or not. Nope, no item. So now we can basically head on out. We don't have to worry about training up anymore. Just do a quick heal up, and there's also a potion up here that we can get. And in the remakes, they actually put a little Pokeball right here where our character is standing to mark the potion, because in the remakes, you don't have to go to your menu to cut down trees. But we need HM1 for that, which will be cut. We'll get that on the SS Annie. How are we doing for time? Oh, only 38 minutes. Most speedrunners probably be half done the game at this point. So our goal also in Viridian Forest is to get ourselves a Caterpie of a decent level. Like, we don't want to get a level 2, aiming for a level 5 Caterpie. Pikachu would be nice just as something to help deal with Misty, but our Bellsprout's going to cover that realistically. It just helps with the Goldeen. So Metapod evolved form of Caterpie, but it doesn't have any attacking moves, so we don't really want it on our team. Just because using Harden for the next 5 levels would be terrible. So we'll get a Caterpie, we'll evolve it. Hopefully we can get one with a decent level. Level 4 is not bad, but I think we can get a level 5 in here. Also, the reason I want to use Spearow predominantly is because we're not going to use him later on when we go to fight Brock. just because Peck isn't going to do anything. Oh, there's the battle right there. There we go, level 5, perfect. I think it's one shot will bring him down low enough without killing him. Perfect. So the reason we want Caterpie is it's nice to have Caterpie to evolve into a Butterfree and eventually get Sleeping Powder. Sleep status infliction, great for catching Pokemon, saves us a lot of time. Also, if we want that Abra later on, which we more than likely do, you need Sleeping Powder just to have a chance at catching it. There we go, our second trainer battle after the Pokelab. First one other than our rival. And it's just going to be a bug catcher. Pretty straightforward stuff. The only thing you got to worry about is getting poisoned by Weedle. It's a little annoying, but it's not really a big issue. Especially when you luck out with a critical hit. And just another Caterpie. Peck will take care of that, no problem. And there we go. Now we already have our Caterpie, so I'm not too worried about taking the grass for XP because we'll get plenty for Spearow just off of these trainers. So if you're worried about getting poisoned from Poison Sting, you can also grab antidotes from the Pokemart. Some people grab 2 or 3. Once again, this isn't a Nuzlocke, so I'm not worried about potentially getting poisoned. For this Kakuna, we can... Oh shoot, I was going to put in Caterpie because it can just keep tackling. Take forever, but... It's good XP, but since we've already switched to stream here, we will just keep on going with him. Now, if you are worried about getting poisoned, you can switch out to Nidoran Female, or if you caught the male, Nidoran Male. Poison Pokemon can't get poisoned. And we'll switch Scratch there. And so it's a great option too to come through these areas. Because, well, you can't poison Pokemon, and it doesn't have a poison move that's not very effective. So you can just keep using Scratch. You'll take a little bit of damage, but like I said, not very effective. Nothing really to worry about. And I'm just doing that to ensure Spearow doesn't, take any unnecessary poison status. So then we either have to let him faint or walk all the way back to the Poké Center. Because don't feel like buying antidotes if it's not necessary. Like if this was red version, then yeah, you'd want to get antidotes because you'll see nothing but Weedle. But in blue version, it's kind of, in a way, easy mode because you don't have to worry about as many Weedle. Makes it harder to catch it for the Pokedex, but I'm not too worried about the Pokedex. If people want to see a full Let's Play where I complete as much of the Pokedex as possible, I can do that, but for now I'm not too worried. If I'm not mistaken, there's a potion either before or around where we go near this guy. And there we go. Nothing to it. Yep, right there. Free potion is the best potion. Oh! There's a Pikachu. And that's gonna hurt. Oh, and it's a crit. Oh, lovely. Let's bring in Karen here. So now we can take this Pikachu with us. It also comes in handy for dealing with all the Zubats in Mount Moon. That is another handy thing for having a Pikachu in your team. And just in case we keep it, let's give it a nickname. So what should we call it? Well, we named... Let's see. No, that's a... Let's see. Let's go with Minnie. For Minnie Mouse. I got nothing here, so we'll just go with Minnie Mouse, Mouse, Electric Mouse. Sure, why not? Okay, so we're coming up on an hour, so let's see if we can't go just a little bit further, and then let me double check our levels. Level 10. I think we can make it through Brock. Depends on what goes on with that Sandslash. And you know, we can just save it, see what happens. Now I'm pretty sure I need the levels from this guy to be able to clear Brock. I think he has a level 10 Sandshrew and level 11 Diglett or something like that. For a rock gym, he's got a lot of ground types. Now Diglett is going to be faster. It's a naturally speedy Pokemon. Same with Dugtrio. But we have the type advantage, so we should be good. We only have to worry about a crit or something like that. Or Sandshrews sand attacks. Which on the note of Sandshrew, Sandslash can be a nice little addition to anyone's team too, if you want to try something new. It doesn't have a great move pool, but like Slash is a pretty good solid move. I'm sure you could teach it Dig. I don't know if it can learn Earthquake though, which is, you know, a go-to for any ground Pokemon. And there's the Light Years. So now we'll just go quickly heal up, because we don't want to fight with a half-dead Squirtle. Okay, time for Squirtle to shine through and just take out Brock, no problem. Once again, like, you can do this with a Charmander too. Like, it's not really as big a deal as everyone makes. In the remakes, it's a lot easier because you have Metal Claw, which is a steel move. But in this, if you're like 13, 14, Ember will do a good job on Geodude. He'll take like 3 or 4 hits. And sure, he'll use Defense Curl, but Fire is a special move, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just way easier with a Squirtle or Bulbasaur using Vine Whip, because it's super effective and it takes 2 turns. Now with Onix, what we've got to be careful of is Bide, but I should outspeed. No, I don't. Okay. If we get a speed drop, I should be fine then. It won't matter. It's going to 2-hit KO. And there we go. Brock, done easy. We'll be able to use Flash, but I don't think we'll need it. And he gives us TM Bide, which I'm not gonna lie is a pretty garbage TM. Being able to, like, having your Pokemon take hits to absorb damage, it's also time consuming. The only Pokemon you can reliably use it on is probably Snorlax. But then you're just so much better off using Body Slam. So to be honest, this is the best thing Bide is good for. Like, you just save space, sell it. It's worth 1,000. You can buy more Pokeballs, which will do you more good than Bide will. So we'll heal up, so we're ready to go for our next little Let's Play episode. And there's a nice little thing here with this Jigglypuff here. If you're playing yellow version, you can literally lose your Pikachu by talking to this Jigglypuff, having it sing, and it puts your Pikachu asleep. And then you can walk out and Pikachu's not following you. But if you turn around and look at Pikachu, it's sleeping and it wakes up, and it's kind of cute. So, we're going to want to switch things around here. We're going to have to level up some Pokemon. We're not worried about the Rattata. It's just there to be able to switch in safely. Griff is leveled up. Minnie's leveled. I never nicknamed the Caterpie. Oh well, it's more than likely going to be temporary. Save the game. We'll go with a little bit under an hour. I'll do some off-screen leveling, and then we can go take on the trainers to the route to the east of us here now, and that's all for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.